Artificial. Adjective 1. Mundane, contrived by human skill. 2. Assumed, pretended, fictitious. Full of affectation. Artificiality. Artificiality. Artificial horizon. An instrument showing the position of an aircraft relative to the surface of the Earth. Artificial intelligence, the use of computers to simulate human intelligence. Artificial respiration, expansion and contraction of the lungs by hand or machine to restore or maintain breathing. Artificial satellite, any man-made object caused to revolve in an orbit. Artillery. Artifice, artifact, articulate, article, artichoke, arthritis, artful, arty, arthritis. Page 48. Aryan. Adjective, noun, adjective and noun. European or Asiatic in race. 2. Incorrectly. Gentle, Nordic. Also Aryan, or same pronunciation, Aryan. As. Adjective, in that degree, to that extent, so far. Conjunction. 1. To the same degree or extent, in similar manner. 2. At the same time. 3. Because. 4. For example. The New American Webster Handy Dictionary, 3rd edition. Highly readable type, clear, precise definitions, easy to follow advice on correct usage and grammar, foreign words and phrases. Comprehensive, authoritative, up to date. Price and participation made for a limited time offer, usually rejected. Read the fine print, fuckhead. Sorry for swearing. California sacrifice. Eviction. Evacuation. Evisceration. Event. Evening. Venus Libra. Paradox. Aries. Paradise. Parable. Right brain. Ray. Ra. Re. Right ascension. Hemisphere. 12 pairs of cranial nerves. Cerebrum. Sarah. Abraham, Raham, Saraswati, Brahma, Cherubim. Equilibrium, Lady Liberty, Equilibra, Home, Columbia, Loom, Illumination, Illuminazis. Fake, fair-haired, fair, The noun fair, meaning exhibition, comes from Latin feriae, holidays, even when fairs are often held. The other parts of speech of varying meanings derive from Old English fegere, as does the word fairway, literally a way that is clear. Fair-haired, fairly, fair trade agreement, fairway, fair weather, fairy. Noun, a tiny spirit capable of assuming various forms and of interfering in human affairs. Fairyland. Noun, the land where fairies live, any enchanting place. Fairy tale. 1. A story about fairies for children. A preposterous tale, a lie. Number 2. And then fait accompli, an accomplished fact. Faith, faithful, faithless, faith, belief without proof. Noun, confidence, reliance. 2. Faith in belief in God. 3. Loyalty, fidelity to an agreement or promise. 4. A religious creed. Faith healing, the curing of ills by prayer and religious faith alone. Faithful, loyal, conscientious, exact, true. Faithfulness. Faithless, false to a promise or obligation, faithlessness. Fajita, fake. Well, we came to page 254, after artificial. Earlier on in the A section of the Alpha Aleph, at the beginning of the book of genetics, Genesis, the goddess of the origins, the mother. Fake. Verb tense and informal. Imitate fraudulently. Pretend, feign. 2. Improvise. Adjective, not genuine. Noun. 1. A counterfeit, a fraudulent imitation. 2. A false pretender, an impostor. Fake book, a book of popular songs giving only melody and chord symbols. Faker, one who fakes, a swindler. Faker, fakir, unrelated words. A faker is one. Unrelated words, really? Is that not an oxymoron, that those two words going together, unrelated words, Webster's? A faker is one who fakes something. A fakir is a religious mendicant. Yeah, none of this is related. It's only in alphabetical order. It's not alphabetical chaos, is it, Webster? Dictionary of all false claims to jurisdiction, to law speech, or the ability to say what the law is. Only God has that jurisdiction. And because God is law. God is LAW. Finkel is Einhorn. Criminal justice system. Settling accounts of the banks, of the corporations, of the dead speech, corporate system, 6 stem, that takes the light of truth and turns it into lie, that takes heaven, turns it into hell. Not vengeance, redemption. justice, true justice. Only justice is true justice. You couldn't, obviously, fake justice is not justice. War is not peace, freedom is not slavery. Ignorance is not truth. It's not bliss. Knowledge is. And it's power. Obviously, right? Knowledge is power, isn't it? Have we not agreed upon this? That knowledge is power? To know the edge of the ledge? So you don't fall? You have to know the edge of the ledge. No ledge. That you don't get at co-ledge. Corporate co-ledge. These universities are not universities. Universities teach universal truth, not propaganda, not the creed and the dogma of state materialism, of anti-science, of anti-social media, of anti-social distancing. Human intelligence, not artificial intelligence. Humane intelligence. There's no humanity in artificial intelligence. It's a cheap knockoff. I'm not interested in living in an AI prison, in a camp, or being depopped. I'm interested in standing. Stand. All the things you know are true. There's a midget standing tall, and a giant beside him about to fall. Stand, 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 everybody. No matter what you look like, no matter what your mask is. Because under the mask is where oneness is. Within, behind the persona, the facade, the fake facade of the face, of the surface, of the flesh suit, of flesh world. Follow the golden rule, because the other is another you. And unless you're really sick and you have no moral compass or conscience, conscientiousness, consciousness, humanity, then you want to do what's going to benefit and be good for you, that and the other, because the other is another you. What's right and what's wrong is what matters. What's good and what's evil, what's odd and even, what's Adam and Eve, what's yang and yin, the difference in the ability to distinguish, and and not get lost in the maze and the confusion and the fog and the smoke screen of the system, which is interlocked many many system of 6 o'clock where sixness is, as opposed to 12 o'clock at the most high where health is. How could you ever have health or heaven or get to Godhead, if you can't tell the difference, or you don't know there's a difference between God's head and God's heel or hell, or God's feet? Not that they're bad. I mean, it's God's feet. Yes, we're in God's feet, God's heel, and it's God's, right? It's part of God's body. But do you want to be at the feet, positioned at the lowest fucking rung for your whole life? And never get to experience the head? Obvious, it's like, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. And I don't have to say any of it because it's blatant and it's in your face. But I'm not following a program. I never said there's a rule, any of this, that I had to follow a specific pattern and not say anything with my vocal cords. But, that's the thing. There's no rule. I didn't say, okay, I can't, I'm on a vow of silence, or, any of that. I never ever even addressed it. And understand that even though I'm intense, and that's part of it, it's that when you start speaking with your mouth, you become open to misinterpretation more easily, because of whatever inflection or perceived or interpreted energy is in your own, voice. And now the way things have gotten, any kind of intensity, any kind of outrage is seen as a threat or threatening, which is wrong, obviously. Has anyone ever heard of this one from one of the founders of this nation? Which one was it? Benjamin Franklin, who said that the cost of liberty is eternal vigilance. Are you vigilant? Ask yourself that. And is it really liberty that we want? Or do we want to be actually really free, as opposed to having, shore leave and a maritime fake law system of birth certificates, and having everything in your life codified into a merchandise consumer grid network, internet, Skynet system?